Right, yeah, welcome back to More Knowledge. And this one's looking at the fallen angels idea, right? Because the fallen angels is one of these biggest things what shills, go on about on these type of video platforms and that. They're always trying to talk about fallen angels and the Nephilims and Lucifer and all this type of thing, right? But as you can see, right, the fallen angels thing is only a code, right? As it says here, right? Angels who were expelled from heaven, right? So you've got the spell idea, right? Which is the hex, right? So basically, angels who were expelled from heaven is referring to natural people, right? Who aren't in their trance program. See, that's the way to look at it. They're expelled from heaven, right? And angels becomes angles. So it's like an angle of looking at things and that, right? Yeah, so it's a code for natural people, right? Yeah. As you can see, right, Lucifer in the epic poem Paradise Lost by John Milton, right? So of course all coming out there like fiction, right? But what that was good by and that. And this one, Lucifer, right? There's when all Lucifer is to do with light, like illumination and all that. But we've also got the fire in there, and the ice in there. So it's just like in the cipher, to sort of cipher something is a code, right? If you cipher or decipher, it's to do with code, so obviously it's all code, right? It's all code words for stuff. Now you have the banished from the kingdom of God. See, again, this is the same as the heaven idea. Banished from the kingdom of God, so it's the idea of being a natural and banishing the natural out of their heavenly trance program or something, right? Simple as. Brought sin to earth, as we know the sin is like the single gender type of idea, see? Instead of the duality and the double, it's the single. Now as you see here, right, the decipher, codes and ciphers. See, that's your Lucifer off the bat. The codes, as we know. To decode or work out a hidden meaning. So it's as simple as that, decipher to understand a coded message. So basically that's your Lucifer in a nutshell, like, innit? Then we're into the fallen angels idea, right? Was Satan once an angel named Lucifer, a beautiful angel and all this, right? So basically, again, this fallen angels idea is just a code for trances, right? This is the day with like, was once a beautiful angel named Lucifer or something, and then kicked out the trance program or something. This is what they're talking about, right? Again, this idea of banishing from their trance program. So the idea of falling from the grace, say falling from grace, means being blocked out their trance program, right? Saint Lucifer of Cagliari and Siena, Lucifer of Siena. There's some codes there, right? As I say, right, being a fallen angel just means being a trance, right? So you always see fallen angels as a lap dancing club, right? So you know what you're going to be looking at if you go to this lap dancing club. Great Yarmouth, back the tea drinkers dancing about. And some videos of it, like if you fancy watching that now. I just typed in there, what is the fall from grace? Straight away, a news story. News story using the profane meaning, right? A spectacular fall from grace and power. So that always could in this type of idea, and of course it doesn't. That's the profane meaning, see? Yeah, fall from grace and power. You always see the profane meaning. Descend from a state of divine favour into sin. So the fall from the grace is code for being banished or kicked out their T program, right? The G race, right? Fall from the G race. G race. The G race end of. Descend from a state of divine favour, right? So that's favour of the royal house into sin, into single gender, right? So it's being kicked out this T program. Yeah, in your hereditary bloodline, right? Yet the forbidden fruits. Galatians 5:4-9. See, not a 9, right? The fall from grace. To see a 9, to see a no. Warning passages. Reject the doctrine of the eternal security of the believer. See, reject the doctrine. That's what it's talking about. You always say felling, right? So you got the fall of the angels and all this, and you got the fell a tree, right? What is two fellas felling a tree? The person cutting the trees is a fella, right? So when you fell a tree, you cut a tree down, right? So the fall of man, or the felling of man, right? Cutting down people, bloodlines and that, right? Then you have stuff like this, right? The Rockefeller bloodline, obviously a rich family and that. They always claim that they're in league with Satan and satanic family and all this, right? But this is just code for meaning these are like one of the prominent families involved in that trans program. So like you have the dukes within Europe and that. In America, you haven't got a duke system, so you've got these some of these rich posh families that basically carry out the T program for them and all that, see, in charge of the trans program. Political, banking and industrial, see, basically involved in the trans program and all that. Rockefellers. Of course, rock is to do with the eagle thing, right? As well as the Peter out of the Bible, the rock. The rock. Enormous legendary bird of prey, right? So the prey on natural people, right? To prey on them. Of course, Arabian, well, that's straight away Masonic, Kurd, from Masonic. Peter, right, which becomes father, right? So James, again, like James, Abba, is the rock of the church, right? The rock, so there you go, the whole system based around James, King James. As you see here, Chaldean numerology. Number 3, the G. The G, so the third race.